Hello. Um, Back again this week looking at the daily readings. And today, today for me, I'm jumping ahead a few days, but I'm recording this for Thursday on Sunday, which is why you find me sitting at the coffee bar in youth ministry. And there's a line in today's readings that stands out for me. Come to me, all you who are, I'm going to paraphrase, weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. I like the idea of recording this early, especially in this place, because I was thinking about this as I read it. For so many of us, our home is where we find rest. I know for me, at the end of a long day, my eye and my attention are on, my home is just, pulling in the driveway. If there's been a long day here in the office for whatever reason, I also have an hour and a half commute home, and that idea of pulling in the driveway, there is such a moment of rest and knowing I'm home, and I can go in, and a lot of times that's where I take a deep sigh, especially late at night, where I can sit and just have a moment of gratitude with God and be grateful for all that has been in the day. And for the thing, the places where I feel burdened, I can kind of process in a safe environment and look for where I can find gratitude. But the other places in my life, and so many of us have those places, that it's not relegated to one place. I do think home is for so many of us a place that represents rest, and where I have a lot of experiences of prayer and bringing my life and my burdens to God. But for so many of us during quarantine, I know that for the stories I hear, a lot of times home, we're looking to kind of venture out and get rest somewhere else. And I know many of us are unsure of our comfort level with just at this point in the pandemic. But looking in, standing in the gathering space just now and looking into, the 8:30 Mass, and seeing what this is now, has become and is becoming, I know that this is also, for so many of us, our spiritual home, and where we have that experience of rest and comfort, and knowing that God, it's a place for me so often where God is calling me to sit, and whether I am fully present to what Monsignor is sharing in a homily or any other part of the first and second reading, or I'm just taking a moment of really genuine, authentic, just rest, where I am sitting quiet and allowing God to speak to me in that time, and allowing God to speak to me and feel more accountable to my life. For some of us, that's here. For some of us right now, that is where we are being called to find that rest and to kind of bring our burdens. And for some of us, it's not. So I think part of the invitation today is to say, where are we bringing it? Where are we bringing our life to God? And if it's our home, and that's a safe place, and that's where we can sit in our faith and be fully present to God, that's wonderful. And we as a staff are excited to continue bringing these virtual experiences. And if you feel that part of your burden is being quarantined in home, then and indoors is still, then where do we go? The opportunity today is to say, no matter where it is, if it's inside your homes, our homes, if it's inside this building, here in our spiritual home, our Catholic parish, or where else in the world is it? In the beginning when we couldn't come here, and my home felt small, every single day that the weather permitted, me and my boys were in the woods. We took a hike, and for me, so often that is a place where I can just kind of take a moment at some point and look up and just see the enormity of the trees and all that kind of stuff, and I feel close to my faith and accountable to God. I'm getting long-winded here, but my general idea today and what jumped out for me and tugged at my heart is that idea of saying where can we find rest? Where do we find ourselves spiritually close? And if we don't, if we feel distant during this time of quarantine, during this time of uncertainty, if we feel distant from our faith, as an older parishioner who lived here years ago used to share, if you feel distant from God, you should ask yourself, who's moved? So with that, thank you. Please stay safe, and when you are comfortable, I hope to see you here in the near future. Have a wonderful day.